If I was doing any better, I would be you. Welcome to the Greatness Academy podcast. I have my main man, Malcolm Manier. He is the CEO of Malcolm Manier Performance Enhancing. He is the man. I'm gonna let him navigate us through his business, but I'm just letting y'all know that he is and always has been the man. What's going on, my guy?
I can't call it raw, man. Thanks for having me on the show, bro.
Man, I'm thoroughly excited about this just because uh, of all of the physical trainers that I've met. You have one of the most unique uh, businesses, and so kind of tell me a little bit about your sports background and then how you got into physical training.
For sure. To not make it super long, man, I had a passion for ball at an early age, but I think I started taking it serious when, you get involved with the community games in our community. And the passion that he had and the passion he had for kids, it really stuck. Like it stuck to me. And I was like, wow, this guy wants me to be good. That passion poured into me at a young age. I stuck around him from age like 8 all the way through my years of college, man. And he just poured into me, and that passion just grew, and the game grew. He helped me grow, and I think just the fundamentals I had to have at a young age with him, left hand everything, even though I was right-handed, left hand passing, left hand layups. I mean, fundamentals, dribble, 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 form shooting under the basket for hours. It stuck with me. So when I wasn't with him, I would go down to the Market Street gyms by myself outside, and I would just hear him. And that's how I knew he was going to be somebody that was prominent to my career and my development, because I heard him even though he wasn't there. I'm just practicing my shot. And it just always stuck with me. And people would ride by, blowing the horn, keep shooting, Malcolm, keep playing, Malcolm, every day. Because I was just out there. If I couldn't get in the gym, this is no lie. It was like, I just felt like growing up watching TV, I didn't understand it. I was like becoming really like a figure in my community just by being outside every day, blowing horns every day, Rob. Every day, people riding by. Malcolm, you gonna be so. Keep going, keep going. That's how much I was outside on that court, and I think that just started with Billy Cartmel, man, and that helped me really get into basketball and getting through junior high school. Got to junior high school, started really loving it. I grew 3, 4 inches my 8th grade year, going to my freshman year, and the story started beginning there. Like I got to 6 foot, and I started just being able to jump high, man. My athleticism took over, and got to varsity as a freshman. Just competed, won the state championship as a freshman. We got to sub-state freshman year, sophomore year. I'm second leading scorer, junior year leading scorer, senior year leading scorer. Had a chance to go to junior college, play basketball in Cincinnati. Same passion. Newcomer of the year, first year, player of the year in the conference, player of the year in the region, honorable mention, All American. But I got hungry after that. It was like, dude, I can really hoop. When I got to junior college, I think I was amongst men. It wasn't boys no more. It was like men, people that couldn't qualify for the ACTs and couldn't get into school. It really started developing me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that second year, I boxed that whole summer. I took up boxing, and I came back in tremendous shape, and it just was domination. That was my mindset, domination. So the first month of my second year of college, I was averaging 32 points a game. I was number 2 in the country in scoring. One of my players on my team was hurt, so I had to take up my scoring, and that's what I was able to do just because I was in peak conditioning. And that's what let me know what fitness really was. The boxing and me doing so many heels and jump roping and sparring, it was like, dude, I love fitness. Like that really took over like my mindset. It wasn't even just basketball no more. Now it was like, dude, you gotta be in shape. You gotta be able to run. And then you can look at everybody bending over. I'm going. I don't need a sub. I don't need the media timeout. Like it really done something to me. So the fitness part of it took my game to another level. And I started establishing more and more love to be a fitness enthusiast too. So then I started studying. I went from sociology to let me get some of my minors into the exercise science. So when it came time for me to make my school decision, when I went to Georgia State in Atlanta, they just came off an NCAA tournament, one of the best mid-major schools in the country. It was Atlanta. It was close to Tennessee. I felt like I could do great in fitness if I wanted to. So that was my decision going into there. And man, I started just taking over. Just really, my whole goal was to get to college. So once that happened, everything else just planned itself out, Rob, man. Great college career. And I turned into the fitness world.
No, that's amazing, man. And you work with a lot of, and we'll get into that too, some of the kids that you've worked with.
Mm-hmm.
You work with a lot of great athletes and athletes past and present, right? So how did you get into, so what, when did you turn that corner of saying, hey, now it's time to kind of pour back into the kids and the kids of my community? What did you, what gave you that feeling of now it's my turn to give back?
It's a great question. That's why I cut my story short because I get to talking, Rob.
No, I love it.
That when I was playing ball, Georgia State, um, I got a chance to work out with the Atlanta Hawks general manager. So I worked out with the Atlanta Hawks the whole from time Georgia State was over as far as our season. I went straight to working out with them, and I got invited to summer league, and I just was a part of like the pro world. Worked out for agents, worked out in Vegas, worked out in California, went to Virginia, and that let me understand the process. So in that process, I ended up signing with an agent that had some really good players. I went overseas, but the contract just wasn't what it's supposed to be. You know, that's playing
Yeah.
games. Contract's
Yeah.
supposed to be like 70 grand. Then you get there, it's like 30 grand. And I'm like, nah, like that's not what it's supposed to be, you know. So came back to Atlanta and just was working out. And man, just some kind of way, dude. Like I'm in peak condition now. I break my leg playing pickup ball, trying to stay in shape.
Mm.
Break my leg. So when I broke my leg, they was telling me I wasn't gonna run the same, jump the same. You know, you got those thoughts of like what's now. You know what I'm saying? So that process back then, that was 2007. The process was harder then. So that was a 2-year period of trying to get better. You know what I'm saying? So during that period of time, I didn't like the orthopedics that I was going to, and I already had the background. I started rehabbing myself. So when I started rehabbing myself, it really put something in me like I gotta really focus on this too, because the basketball part, I didn't know if it was gonna be over or not. So when it was time for me to play again, I couldn't get those calls no more. My agent was telling me, man, any day now. That any day now turned into a year of just waiting for that phone to ring. You know what I'm saying? To play professional ball again. Then it was another 6 months of another 6 months. That's 2 years of waiting. You gotta stay in shape. You gotta stay ready. Mentally, it was killing me. You know, I was in a depressed state of mind. So I had to make a plan. And I knew the fitness was what I wanted to do. And I wanted to help athletes. So that's when the transition started for me. Like after the injury, my next plan was I really love to do with this stuff. So let me help out the next generation. So it started out with really just I had a couple athletes. I used to just train them for free. They was all my friends. Some played arena league football. One of them played. He got drafted from Buffalo Bills, free agency, I should say. Deion Giddens. C.J. Scott was one of the best running backs in Tennessee history. Like I had some of these guys along with other people. We just formed a crew, and I would work them out for free. So we done that 4 days a week to where I would just work them out for free, writing out workouts, you know, testing out my skills. And that became a thing that lasted for a year, almost 2 years, to where, man, now their body's changing so much. Other people coming on. So I went from I did it for free for a year, Rob. I mean, I didn't want no money out of it because I wanted to get good at it.
Right.
I started getting so good at it. Now people are, yo, Malcolm, can I work out with you? Malcolm, are you available? Malcolm, do you do classes? So then I put together my ab classes. I put together my strength training classes. So my classes start filling up. And man, I started getting a few athletes. And then you'd be like, wow, like you got something. But it was a 2-year process. It was a 2-year process of really getting off the ground and understanding that this is really what I wanted to do. So that's what really catapulted me into, like, I wanted to do this. And I think if I fast forwarded a few years after that, I got fed up with just the personal training part of it because of so many personalities in it. I had so many women.
Yeah.
So the personalities would drain you because, women deal with emotions differently and women have, time of the month and things like that, where they really be in a different zone, man. So
Right. Right.
that stuff was with them athletes, people that needed more push, it was fatiguing mentally. So I had put another plan together and I was like, I need to do more performance-based things with athletes. And that's when the MMPE came, the Malcolm and Performance Enhancement. That's when that came. I had two athletes, man. I jumped out of personal training completely. I worked a job for 6 months, just saved up that money. So once I saved that money up, I was real comfortable with, going on this next journey. And I hit the ground running. I had high school contact me. I went in there and they gave me a strength conditioning job. This is Friendship Christian, one
Nice.
of the best schools in Tennessee. They gave me a strength conditioning job to work with the basketball team. So that was my first kickoff. Then I got another position over at McGavin High School with Coach Sims. He ended up giving me a strength conditioning job. So I had two gigs to where I was working with athletes. So I hit the ground running with MMPE. It was like, yo, this was destined. This was destined. This is what I really should be doing. It took a long time to get that understanding that, like, nah, you supposed to help athletes, man, because the phone didn't stop ringing. And here we are, 2023, and I got over 200 athletes I got a chance to work with right now. It's
Yeah, that's
incredible.
amazing. That's amazing. So, and looking at that, right, we talk about the importance of being an entrepreneur and be able to provide the proof of value prior to
Mm-hmm.
charging anything, right? And
Mm-hmm.
so you saying that, like, hey, I put in some work and then, I transitioned to a few things. How do you feel like when you provided the proof of value, how did that set you up for success? Like once you started MMP.
So what the accountability aspect,
Mm-hmm.
that's the part that really, when I understood that I was holding myself back because I wasn't really, I got so comfortable, Rob, because it happened quick and I was making some little money. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
saying? Like, I got so comfortable though, bro, that it would be like I would write goals out, but I was just writing the goals out and living. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Not
So
attacking
once I
anything.
started realizing I wasn't doing nothing. I mean, in my mind, I was. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
He
In
was
my
good.
mind, I
He was
was.
good.
But you know what I'm saying? On the surface level,
Right.
you're like, nah, this is cool. Like, I'm straight. But I had to start sitting down. When I sat down and started evaluating things and understanding that, like, I'm not accomplishing these things because I'm putting this off. I'm putting this off. I'm gonna get back to this in 2 weeks. I'm gonna get back to this. When I sat down and done that, that's what really catapulted me into position to understand, like, all right, like, this is a business. I'm gonna be responsible for my business. This is what I got to focus on, and like that's what really got me to my mindset, to
Yeah.
where it is now.
So when you were like let's kind of take it back from when you were just training your family just to kind of stay in shape and get a
Yeah,
better grasp on it.
yes.
Up into today, how much has physical fitness evolved and how do you stay how do you stay in the mix of how to better train athletes in today's world?
Yo, I love that question because we we had when I was doing those free workouts, we had the dumbbells, you had the machines, you had the bench presses, the racks, you know what I'm saying? Now we got so many band resistance. We got so many things that's programmed, so many things that you could put a harness on and supplement the harness instead of going through doing a hardcore workout with the weights. You could use these resistant bands that's going to give you a better feel without the wear and tear for longevity. Like everything is so different now that you gotta be in present form. Like, and I'm kind of like I'm not like a cocky individual. I don't really want to go study other people. You know what I'm saying? I try to master myself.
Mm,
So I had to get out of that mindset because things were changing. So I started going to like professional boot camp events or professional training events so I could link with like-minded individuals and we sit and talk about the way these workouts have really changed and the necessary, well, I should say it's not necessary to have machines in the gyms. Let's work on calisthenics. Let's work on biomechanics. Like from 2009, 2010 to now, I wish I would have done more biomechanics studying, the way the body moves and operates, bends. That's what I love now. I wish I would study that early on because now I feel like I can help any athlete because the essence is it's in the movement. It's in how to move. It's in the hips. The most overlooked, body part is the hips, and it's the most important. That's how we function with any type of movement. So just learning the biomechanics, I think that's really just just took me to a phase of really becoming a nerd with the stuff, man. You didn't have to be a nerd back then because everything was so broad. You just
right,
had you put your workouts together based off of you knew the stuff: dumbbell incline bench, dumbbell flat bench, dumbbell squats. You just did the regular stuff.
right,
Now you got the combinations of compound exercises to where you're going to do a jump lunge while holding 20-pound dumbbells, jump lunge into a squat, into a curl, into a press. You got
right.
5, 6 movements and exercises in one. We wasn't doing that then. Things are just changed now to where you can really help clients get in better shape because there's so many options now.
Yeah. So kinesiology, the study of the body, like how and
Yep.
how underrated do you think that science is when it comes to uh physical training and athletes?
Kinesiology changed my life. Um, when I broke my leg, I had to learn how to really move again. I had a hairline fracture, so I broke my fibula, my tibia,
Mm,
and I had took a few of those classes my senior year, but I really dug into reading, so I started reading really more of the books, and I learned how to really use that right leg. And I was so mad at myself because it took an injury for me to, my right leg got so strong. I was jumping off that right leg almost like my left leg just
mm,
because of just studying the body, understanding how the body moves and how it connects. That's the part that the people understand. One part of your body could be down, but the connection of the chain, you work the other side and it's still able to turn something on in that other side of your body that's down. Like it's still a connection there. It's just about like understanding how to do it, not overcompensating one side because of an injury on this side. Like certain things like that, I would have never learned without reading it or without studying it. So it's so underrated, but yet people are still stiff. You got athletes that's pros that have trainers like me for a reason because you still could get something out of them. They're pros off of athletic ability that's God given, but you stay a pro longer, you stay a healthy pro longer when you buy into your body and how to move and how to take care of your body. So it's very underrated, but it's very important, man.
yeah, for sure. I think even in the last 5 or 10 years that the hips have started to become the focus. Not even 10 years, probably the last 3 to 5 years that the hips have been, kind of at the forefront of, having hip stability
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
mobility
Mm-hmm.
to give the athletes longevity. Um,
Yeah.
like what do you think is the most important part of the body? And then what are some focus areas that you use to train it?
Well, I'm gonna give you a smart answer, and I give you an answer that's easily broken down. Smart answer would be the posterior chain group. Just the area that the posterior chain group operates out of, like not firing it up. People are not firing it up. They jumping right into working outs
Right.
without firing up a component that's gonna give you flexibility, give you options, right? So if we had to break it down in simple terms, when the core region all the way around, if we have a weak core, we're gonna be injury prone. Like there's no way around it. So people focus on the chest so much, the legs so much, the hamstring so much from squatting that we're forgetting about the region that's holding everything together.
Mm,
So the core region that goes around, people think it's okay, abs. No, it's not abs, man. I mean, the abdominal region is a part of our core region, but we do have oblique area.
hmm.
We got the oblique area that's very important. Like that's over top of our hips. So in certain areas, our love handles. In certain areas that we have no idea that we're not working, we're not using. So you get the output. You don't get the real output that you're trying to get. So the core region that operates your balance, that
Mm,
operates your stability, that operates your. If you can't stand on one foot and let's say lift your other leg up doing a single leg workout, terrible core region. How
right.
you operate at the athletic position. Athletic position, you're gonna be single leg a lot of times, not even understanding that, but just on the running motion, one leg, one leg. So the core region, very important. No balance, terrible core, terrible hips. If you
Yeah.
see a person that has terrible balance, I guarantee you, man, you can't stretch their leg back at all.
Yeah.
I guarantee their core region is terrible, but God give it talent. God give it talent.
Oh, that's dope. So we focus a lot on the athlete's body. I know you talked a little bit about, being a personal trainer and dealing with
Yeah,
people's stuff, people's
yeah,
unnecessary baggage that they bring.
yeah,
How
yeah.
do you evaluate your athlete's mental conditioning, and
Mm-hmm.
then how do
Mm-hmm.
you strengthen it?
So I went to school for psychology for a reason. I wanted to understand the mind, right? And I wanted to understand the way of thinking. So I got into Darwin very early. And being that I was understanding certain concepts and certain reasons why people act way, patterns, just by reading those books, I understood more from myself. So it was an easy transition to the athletes. Athletes, they want to satisfy others. So they're messing up because they're wanting to make mom and dad feel like I'm good instead of wanting to be good. You know what I'm saying? Instead of
Yeah.
wanting to do everything, they want to make the trainer happy. So me talking to the athletes, the reason I knew it was meant for me to be in this position is because now mentally I could tell you about why you're down. I can help you out with a solution, the reason why you're not getting playing time. Like, what are you not doing? You know, what are you doing? Are you making necessary changes? Are you making sacrifices? Mentally, how are you mentally? Are you okay this week? Like we had these conversations. So the conversations of the mind, I think that's when the athlete can get better. Without that, without the understanding of confidence, without the understanding that mentally you're okay or mentally you're not okay, I think so it messing the athletes up now. So that's why I'm closer with athletes because we tap in to everything. It's more than training. I think the mental part of it is really why I really help. I help out with training. Don't get it twisted, but the mental part, when you can help a kid mentally feel like they can run through a wall, man, they tap into greatness, man. Like,
Man,
I
the
mean,
sky's
I
the limit.
watch it. I watch it. I watch it. When they go from that, I can't do it, and I'm not good enough to, I'm getting better. And dude, did you see me do that? When they tap into that, you just watch it. You just watch it unravel. You watch it unravel. So the mental part is very important, man. We got to tap into that mental part. What's going on at home? Is divorce going on at home? Can you take the parenting? Is it parenting and coaching? Can they separate that?
Right.
And they FaceTime me. They email me. They cry in front of me because they feel like they can't cut that on with the parent because the parent is still talking about the game.
Right. Right.
Sometimes the clients just want to cry to me, man. Sometimes I can't even have a session. I'm like, look, you can't work out in this mindset. Let's sit down and talk. So it turns into therapy. You know what I'm saying? So the mental part is very important.
Very important. I think that's super dope. And so let's kind of talk about your business right now. Um, how hard has it been for you to transition from a top tier physical trainer into
Mm-hmm.
an entrepreneur?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's kind of two different realms. And
Absolutely.
what are some of the things that you are becoming more comfortable with as an entrepreneur?
Listen, what was hard, let's just say it's been hard. Let's just say it's been hard. When you have a situation to where you could be in the gyms with a company, so to speak, where you could be with a university, where you could be with these schools, when you're just around, that's something that you know is gonna be there, right? You're basically hired. You understand that's gonna be there.
Yeah.
When you're an entrepreneur and you gotta get these contracts and you gotta be in charge of what's coming in, you gotta be in charge of what's going out. You gotta do the emails, you gotta do the meal plans, like you gotta take the phone calls. Yo, it's crazy. It's crazy. And then once you start getting popping, like it gets so overwhelming. Like in my situation, I was like, yo, I've been knowing, of course, I've been knowing Khaleesi for so long, man. So watching y'all just prosper, it wasn't nothing but God just linking us through business because everything that I need help with, that's what y'all doing, really.
Yeah, we got you.
And man, that entrepreneur stuff is so hard because you gotta do everything. So man, this transition been hard for me, man. Yeah, I'm getting more money and stuff now because I'm in control of my finances as far as what I can make. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Like I know I can make this without having to pay this percentage because I got a rental situation. It's a leasing situation too, but I'm still the director over the building.
Right.
It's just I'm not through the company. It's just a sublease. So I understand once I pay that, everything else is something I learned from Nipsey Hussle, man. All money in, man. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? All money in, and I'll keep circulating it through my business. And as an entrepreneur, I opened up my own clothing brand. So now all the money I'm making is all coming through and just doing numbers with it. Then I put up whatever I spend, put it up, get that rotating again, put it up. So the entrepreneur stuff has been hard because of having to do everything on my own. And before I had help because of companies.
Yeah, for
I had
sure.
I had help, you know what I'm saying? But now it's dog, it's you. Yeah, you need yourself when you're working for other people. You do, but they give you people. You're in a situation where people are gonna come through the building all the time. Like as an entrepreneur, you gotta make it happen.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
period. If
It's
you don't
like,
make it happen, it's over. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
it's like the difference of somebody setting you up for success and then, you know, success falls on you. I think that's the biggest gap in between entrepreneurship, those who succeed and those who don't. And I'm really
Yeah.
leaning on help is very, very important part of
Woo.
entrepreneurship because if you think you're gonna do it all yourself, you're gonna be in a bad spot because it's just
Oh
too
my
many.
God.
I seen oh man, I can't remember which entrepreneur I seen do this, but I laughed so hard because it was true. He said, everybody's going out and getting an LLC. Congratulations, you just bought yourself a job. Because it's hard work. It's really hard work. But until you transition from being a self-employee into a business, you're always gonna struggle. And the transition into a business is having employees, being able to,
Yeah.
divvy out the work and be able to delegate responsibilities. That's the
Yeah.
true meaning of being a business and an entrepreneur. I think this is a good time to start name dropping, man. I know you work with some of the best athletes coming out of Middle
Mhm.
Tennessee. Like, who are some of your top athletes, past, present, and then who's got next based off of who you've been coaching?
All right. So I jump into the past. When I started the MMPE. When I started that, I had just got into AAU ball. So with AAU ball, I was living in Antioch at the time. It was keeping me, like I said, I was struggling with the ins and outs of personal training early. So the AAU ball was helping me out because I got a chance to work with so many kids, you know.
Mm.
So started with fifth grade, and this fifth grade summer, the kids were going to sixth grade. We had a big workout. I was doing it for a guy named Marcus Tibbs. Marcus put the whole, basically, he needed me to coach. He had probably 6 teams, and he wanted me to coach his son and them. So his son was around some good kids at the time. So I saw 3 or 4 stick out, and I was like, yo, these guys are gonna be good. One of the kids just happened to be Brandon Miller.
Mm.
So of course Brandon Miller's #2 draft pick this year.
Mm.
Brandon was special. I knew Brandon was special. This is before he's going to sixth grade. This kid was an animal. I mean, an animal. Like he talked it. He had handle. He had speed. He had size. I was like, yo, that kid's the best kid, period. And the other guys was like, dude, you haven't even seen him like play or nothing. I was like, that's the best kid in Middle Tennessee right now.
Period.
Right now. Right now. Just off of the workout. I was like, that's the best kid in Middle Tennessee right now. Shut down whatever class. It's like, come on, Malcolm. I was like, listen, sixth grade, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th, that kid is going to be a lottery pick. I knew it then. Rob. Like, so being able to see that early, I got a chance to stick with him that summer, the next summer, and the next year. And then I was starting to get busy as a trainer, and I couldn't do AAU no more because we weren't making no money.
Yeah.
So I had Brandon Miller, another kid on that team, Patrick Smith Jr., PJ, special. I mean, just special. And them kids used to be like, Coach, can we get in the gym? Coach, can we get in the gym? I mean, getting on your nerves. Like, you don't see that. I miss that feeling because you got to make these kids most of the time work out.
Yeah.
So those boys were wanting to get in the gym. So PJ ends up going to Good Pasture, winning 2 state championships, goes to Division II school, gets to the NCAA championship, just transferred to Lee University, Division I.
Nice.
Just went to the NCAA tournament. Lee University just he transferred from Lee. Now he going from Lee to Furman. Furman just went to the NCAA tournament, D1. So just a winning kid, right? I had him. So those 2 kids right there, we knew something was different about those 2 kids. And they ended up just being like crazy good. So that was the kickoff for me being around some kids that I knew like, wow, like this kid got a chance. So then we get to, I say, the middle of it. I got a chance to work with a kid. Her name was Sydney Ricchetto. When I saw Sydney Ricchetto, I immediately thought, like, this girl plays like a boy. Like, look at, I'm like, yo, who is that? And they're like, man, her name's Sydney. I was like, yo, I need her. Like, I need to work with her. They was like, man, her dad don't play. Like, her dad trains her and stuff. Like, you know, her dad don't play. I was like, yo, I ain't trying to hear none of that. Like, I need to work with this kid. Yeah, I need to work with her. You know what I'm saying? Just the way she moved, I knew immediately I could help her. Like, I knew immediately I could help her. Man, I reached out. You know, I sent her a DM, and she was like, man, I see your stuff you be doing. She's like, I talked to my dad about it. So I was like, matter of fact, give your dad my number. So we started linking. He came and watched the workout. He was like, yo, this is good stuff. And I was like, for sure, bro. Like, this is what I do. Yeah. And he was like, nah, like, look, man, I played a little semi-pro ball. I was really good and stuff. He's like, this is some good stuff, man. I was like, well, you're more than welcome to stay any day you want, man. Like, this is what I do, and I know I can help your daughter out. Freshman year, she averaging, man, 16 points a game, varsity. Like, just going crazy. Sophomore year, she take it all the way up to 19. I mean, this kid is hitting step back threes, pump fake, step, jump, get you in the air. I mean, just everything we work on, she's like a training segment in games.
Yeah,
I mean, a training segment in games. Everything we worked on, it was like, some days I just be over there like, just like, yo, look at her. How is she doing this? You know what I'm saying? Like, she just was that good. So Sydney ended up being one of the best scorers. She ended up having an ACL injury, man, or she would have probably broke every scoring record around. I mean, she still got to like 16, 1700 points without a year.
Wow, that's insane.
Without a
That's
year. So
insane.
she would have definitely got to 22, 2300, like easily. Like she would have broke a lot of the scoring records around for the girls, man. Like I knew she was gonna be special. So I got a chance to get her at an early age. Around the same time I got a chance to get a kid. Just my old coach, Coach Welch. His son was getting old, man. So I met up with Coach. He wanted me to work with his son, Cam. So Cam was at Macon County. Jalen Gregory was at Macon County. Jalen Gregory, as a freshman, I saw this wiry kid, long, probably about 5'8", point guard. And I was like, yo, she the point guard? I mean, just long arms,
Yeah.
fast, like just fast. This is a country town. So I got away from Nashville and went to the spots that were just like, they weren't touched.
Mm-hmm.
Small country towns, ain't nobody going down here to these towns, man.
Right.
Yo, I see these kids, I'm like, dog, man, yo, I need coach. She gonna be a part of this group? He's like, yeah. Her dad love you. He's excited. Nathan Greger, still my boy to this day. He's like, look, man, I did all the drills I could do with her. Like, she needs some of your stuff. So, here I come. I open my bag up, Rob, and man, I turned that kid into assassin. I mean, I showed her how to use her speed. Showed her how to do speed bursts. I showed her how to be explosive, how to step into her shot, how to get rhythm into her shot. Just without being funny, giving her like the African American swag, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Caucasian kid that really can't move like that, but I showed her how to move.
Mm-hmm.
When I showed her how to
That's
move with that
dangerous.
basketball,
Yeah,
hey,
that's
listen, bro,
dangerous.
she was crossing girls over, dude, between the legs, behind the back, double crossover, step back, dude. It looked like poetry.
Yeah, that's what it
You
is.
know what I'm saying? It looked
That's
like poetry. She went from straightforward player to just,
yeah.
hey,
Being
dude,
able
it
to
was
work out.
crazy. It
Yeah.
was crazy. So then Cam, he the same. I gave him the same swag. He went from just being like a fundamentally sound kid to a kid that's got a bag.
Mm.
Like, and it just grew, man. It started growing with them. So I get another call, and it's from a person in my hometown, Mr. Porter, who watched me play ball, and I was a fan of his too. Now his daughter needs some assistance, but this the kicker with him. He the gym plug. So that's how I got the gym. He's like,
Yeah.
look, man, my daughter, the point guard for Lebanon High, I done gave her all the fundamentals. He's like, hey, I need some of that stuff. I need some of He's so funny. He was like, he said, I need some of that flavor, Malcolm. Can you give us some of that flavor? He said, she need it. She needs some of that flavor, Malcolm. I don't like all that fancy stuff most of the time, but she needs some of that flavor. I said, I got you. I got you. It's like, look, you can use my gym. You can use my gym anytime you want. Let's get you some groups started. Let's get you some stuff going. Man, let me get Sundays. I've been doing Sundays for 5 years now. I
I
mean,
love it.
40 kids on Sundays because of him. You know what I'm saying? Like giving me a gym. So I took his daughter from confidence being kind of low because she had to play point guard as a freshman. So it was hard on her. It was hard. Coach was very hard on her.
For sure.
So she didn't play no AAU. We worked out 3-4 days. Instead of AAU, we worked out 3-4 days a week. Man, sophomore year, she was like, it was night and day. It was night and day. Same stuff though. Went from being just very fundamental to hitting girls with step back, crossovers, coming down, clapping in your face,
Yeah. It's confident.
just super confident. So then junior year come, junior year, deep state run. State hitting people with floaters, hitting people with left hand floaters, pump fakes, just giving them the bag. And everybody was just like, yo, this Malcolm dude is for real. Like, look, all his players, dude. They sophomore year, I had 6 players in the state tournament.
Oh,
they all were sophomores. Man. 6 players in the state tournament. Her dad came up to me and said, Malcolm, I've never seen nobody have a representation of their work like this, dude. You got so many players in state tournament games. He's like, dude, you got to be proud of yourself.
Oh, yeah, for
He's
sure.
like, this is big. You know what I'm saying? He's like, yo.
Yeah.
this is big, Malcolm. So that group right there, man, that blossomed me into getting to work with players who shoot really whoever I wanted to work with. So in that same years, I started working with another kid who I'm very close to, their family, know her mom and her dad very well. Miyoshi Mason. Miyoshi was always a bigger kid. Her dad's big. Her uncle's 6'6", 6'8". You know, mom's side, the granddad's about 6'4". So we knew she was gonna be big. Man, 8th grade, she started sprouting. 9th grade, she got to 6 foot almost. So we just started working on the footwork. So I gave her guard footwork. All the stuff I was doing with the
Dangerous.
guards, I
It's
put it to the
dangerous.
big.
Mm-hmm.
So now she went from couldn't catch the ball, couldn't run up the court, couldn't jump without almost falling to sophomore year, starting varsity, start balling. Junior year, domination started. I mean, the confidence. I'm throwing tennis balls, got her running, catching tennis balls, just coordination, building up all her coordination. Man, she catching that ball, turning around, pump faking, bumping into you, scoring,
Giving you
just
work.
running that work, man.
Yeah.
Running up the floor, sprinting up the floor, catching the ball, laying it up like a kid that couldn't run, a kid that couldn't catch, couldn't shoot, turned into a kid that was just confident. And then here come the calls, man. Got us a scholarship, MTSU.
Nice.
MTSU, one of the best schools, in the South. Like they up there with Tennessee when it comes to girls basketball.
For sure.
Got her into MTSU. Sydney got into Wofford. Addie got into UTC, University of Tennessee Chattanooga. Jayla got into MTSU. All my girls went to top programs. So it was like, bro, my name just started just boom. So that set me up to now. And now you get the calls. You get the calls from a Will Pruitt who's at Lipscomb, who's they've been to the NCAA tournament.
Mm-hmm.
You get the calls from a kid from Wave. You like, yo, they reach out to me. Like Crystal Dangerfield wanting to get in the gym with me or wanting to learn some new things or want me to help her get in shape. Like that was so big. This girl's one of the best players in the history of basketball in Tennessee, in the South, anything. I mean, she averaged 35, 36 points a game.
Yeah, she's savage.
In high school.
She's a savage.
Dude, went to UConn.
Yeah.
From Murfreesboro, Tennessee. She went to UConn. So just the fact that like certain people start hitting me up, Brandon, getting ready for the draft, come talk to me, let's get some work in type stuff. Now it's just opening the doors. Kids from Tennessee State, got kids calling from East Tennessee State. We got kids coming down that's in the city that might want to work out. They're finna go back to Radford. Things like that. Just kids just calling from everywhere. These junior colleges that's all around. Man, can we come get in that program? I understand you're busy. Just calling me. The phone's just calling. And it's just letting me know that, man, it's time to get me a gym. Yeah. Like I get a gym. If I get a gym, Rob, I think I'll be to me, not being funny, to me, I'm the best trainer down this way. I'm one of the best trainers in the world. So I'm not even gonna say down this way, but you gotta put my name out there when you talk about Middle Tennessee, when you talk about trainers. And I'm different than them. I do not just basketball training. I do performance work. I'm a performance specialist. So I'm just different, man. Like I'm different from all of them. And that's what helped me get to this point. Certain athletes.
I'm putting that in a note because that is about to be a straight title. I know we have a lot of stuff on your site that says what you are, but what you are is a performance specialist.
I'm a performance specialist. Absolutely. I'm a performance specialist. I can help. Man, I got volleyball girls that couldn't move, man. They stepping back, cutting off an angle, getting to the front of that net. They coming out, making better hits, digging better. Like I'm a performance specialist. I can help anybody move better.
And this about to be a clip in the podcast. That's gonna be a commercial, brother. I got you. I'm gonna square that away. I got you. So let me ask you this, man. So what was the largest purchase that you ever made, and how did it make you feel?
Man, largest purchase I ever made was probably just buying the whip. Just when you buy that whip.
Yeah, it's different.
And you just like, yo, I just cashed out on that. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like,
yeah. This mine. This
like,
mine.
like car mess up or something, you don't sweat it. You go spend, like $12,000 just buy you a car. Like that type of feeling was crazy for me. You know what I'm saying? Like
Man.
that was really crazy for me. Just being able to just do that. Like not even like sweating about it.
Yeah,
Just
no sweat off your back. It was just straight cash money.
straight cash. Let's go, man. Keep going.
With no worries.
Keep going.
I love it. I love it. So Malcolm, man, thank you for joining the show. I really appreciate it, man. Thanks for taking the time. I know that your time is precious, and thanks for giving me an hour of it. I appreciate it, brother.
Man, I appreciate you, Rob, man. Look, bro, thanks for y'all helping me too. I appreciate you guys, man. I appreciate the genuine acts. I understand it's genuine. I feel it's genuine. I wish you guys more success, man, and I can't wait to keep on this journey with you guys. Appreciate you, my brother.
Appreciate it. On the show, we say that winners win. And when we win, when you win, we win. And we want to thank you for being a winner.
Appreciate you, man.